If ever Henry Nim is someone from Hector, then end Henry Nim's life. Monster. How the hell does the Dimitri family have these monsters? Where is Roman? I haven't seen him since a while ago. My lord is currently dealing with the enemy in the front line. I see. Roman Dimitri is the one leading them. He's the real monster. I have to survive as for the rest of my troops. First line of defense Officer Brandt. Donald, that piece of shit. Because of our commander's baseless arrogance, the troops in the first line of defense are dying mercilessly. This is my end. Kill him. Die. Is this hell? Who the hell are you? I'm a reserve from the 5th line of defense, Roman Dimitri. That Roman Dimitri who suggested that we retreat. Did he come to save us without retreating? The first line of defense has already collapsed. Hector Kingdom has already moved to attack our second line of defense. Our second line of defense won't be able to last long either. Are you implying that we give up? I admit that you're a strong swordsman, but this is a war between kingdoms. It's impossible to fight against Hector Kingdom by yourself. Famine, war, ambush, this is not in line with the current situation in Hector. That means Hector's intention is to. Hector is attempting to capture the southern front at once, because they can't afford to continue this war for long. What are you talking about now? Hector's purpose is to bring about a crisis in their country and get rid of it through war. That's why they have to take over the southern front completely so that they can have a smooth negotiation with Cairo's royal family. With that premise, I can understand all the actions done by the Hector Kingdom. Right now, they are betting the fate of a country by taking a gamble. Southern front second defense line, fire. In my plan, Baron MacLeary doesn't die. The weakest link on the southern front would be the 5th defense line. And Roman Dimitri. If he's even stronger than what the runaway soldiers have said, would all of the Hector forces be able to stand up against him? No, while we'd have a hard time, it shouldn't become something that'd derail everything. Hector isn't so weak that we'd be pushed around. Prince Edwin, big trouble. We lost contact with the 1st squadron that went out to deal with the enemy's remnant soldiers. That's not all. The 2nd and 3rd squadrons aren't responding either. Ah, that ominous feeling I had this whole time was because of Roman Dimitri, huh? Jackson, report on the situation. Understood. Right after we took down the 1st defense line, we ordered the 3rd squadron to deal with the remnants. But since 1 hour ago, all communications with the 3rd squadron have been cut. Seeing as how communications with the 3 squadrons were cut off one after another, it appears they've been killed by the enemy. What are the estimated losses? About 300 men. My worries have turned into reality. I'm certain this is the work of Roman Dimitri. Instead of crossing the mountain and running away, he chose to remain on the southern front to fight back. If we leave Roman Dimitri alone now, there'll be other problems later on. But Prince Roman Dimitri is but a trivial variable. If we fail in our siege because we paid attention to him, there won't be any guarantees that the plan would succeed anymore. What's important isn't that rat of Dimitri, but to destroy the rest of the defense camps. What's important now is to exterminate the rat. That has interfered with our plans. Ask the soldiers on the 2nd defense line to retreat right away. Yes, Your Highness. Why is he so obsessed with Roman Dimitri? He's definitely hiding in this mountain. Because Edwin had gone through the plans countless times over the past year, he could sense it instinctively. Roman Dimitri was a dangerous factor. I know what all of you are thinking right now. However, as the commander, I need to constantly prepare for the worst-case scenario. Dealing with the rest of the defense lines that we haven't conquered yet is just the second worst scenario. The worst scenario is the existence of Roman Dimitri, who's created unexpected variables for us. Edwin Hector always had legitimate reasons for his decisions. We accept your orders, sir. Now. It's time to hunt those rats of Cairo. The southern mountain range is vast. If we just searched the whole place, we could lose the enemy. So we decided to spread our forces from the bottom of the mountain and slowly close in towards the top. Blow the whistle immediately upon discovering the enemy. If we slowly drive the enemies into a corner, we can kill all of them without taking much losses. Yes, sir. What about the left side? Nothing abnormal. What about the right side? Nothing abnormal. Great, it's all good so far. Who? Ichem. No one's here. I need to blow the whistle quickly. Okay. Hector's decision-making is bolder than I thought. I was thinking of gaining as much advantage as possible while he's attacking the defense camp, but to think he'd give up on the second defense line just to stop me, their commander, is definitely extraordinary. The enemy has appeared. Check if your comrades are still around. We need to cut off the retreat route and drive them into a corner. It's been a while since I felt this sensation. The heavenly demons' 12 sons, they lived in the worst kinds of environments and were constantly tested just because they were the children of the heavenly demon. Baek Jong-hyuk, you'll be living as the night demon from now on. His first mission was to go after a low-rank demonic follower that caused problems within the demonic cult and ran away. He was able to successfully kill the demonic follower in just 3 days. However, his missions became more and more difficult. And when he eventually had to face an opponent that was impossible to defeat, he had to look for a different way to deal with his situation. He found the martial arts of the Night King in the demonic cult's report. After the Night King, who used to be a thief, mastered how to make use of the darkness, he became a big shot known as the Great Thief. He was eventually killed in a terrible manner for the sins of coveting after the heavenly demon's report, but he was someone who left his name in the history of Murim. Baek Jong-hyuk studied the Night King's techniques thoroughly and executed his missions by resorting to all means. 1 year later, he, who had killed 38 martial masters, the demonic cult's night demon, became known as the Shadow Phantom. The Night King's martial arts were darkness itself. Where the hell are they? We'll stand in the front. Everyone, retreat to the back. Hector, I'll make you regret stepping into this mountain, where the shadow has descended upon. The first squadron leader is dead. I can't believe something this ridiculous is happening. I need to report this immediately. Commander. AA Phantom has appeared. We'll all die at this rate. Please, send help. Thompson, calm down. The enemies are just making use of the darkness. We can't see the enemies anywhere. The soldiers are slowly dying off one by one, but we have no idea how or where the enemies are attacking from. Commander, we're unable to fight ghosts without any form. Thompson is an aura swordsman. I can't believe that he, whose senses are far more developed than the average person, is completely unable to detect the enemies. That shouldn't even be possible. Could it be some form of magic? There are magics that make one's body transparent, invisible, like invisible or hide. I'm leading reinforcements to you guys right now. But it can't be used continuously since magic needs recovery time with each usage. Don't let the darkness deceive you. Right, there's no need to be afraid. Since our allies have surrounded the camp, we just need to hang in there a little more and we'll be able to seal off this area completely. We just need to last until the prince arrives. First Squadron, listen up. The enemies are after our lives. Go into defensive formations and thwart the enemy's attack. Alright, bring it on. Over there. Damn it. They used our allies as bait. See, Captain. I've hid in the darkness and hunted my enemies. After a while, they all start to think of the same thing. Stop hiding like a coward and come out. Once they discover an enemy that they weren't able to see previously, they would be mistaken and think they can win. Why do you think they made such a mistake? Did they think they'd be able to subdue me easily if they really discovered where I am? Our Roman Dmitri. So I must end things here with him. Die. Oh, over here. The enemy is over here. It's futile. I've blocked off all of the surrounding sound with mana. Your voice won't reach your comrades. Ugh. Because of a never-before-seen famine, why the Hector Kingdom had to occupy the southern front and why all of you risked your lives, there's only one reason. To resolve your country's problem with war. You guys must have been trying to take the southern front as hostage to extort a huge sum from Cairo. The problem is that I found out all about it. You guys are out of time. In the first place, you won't even last 3 months because you don't have enough military rations. I'll be getting in the way of your plans the whole way. With this, my objective is complete. They won't be able to ignore my existence any further. Are you Roman Dmitri? Here it is. I won't deny anything you've said. The Hector Kingdom is now experiencing a very severe famine and has reached the limit of borrowing from outsiders. In order to get out of the endless cycle of debt, we had no choice but to make such a decision. Are you expecting me to understand your situation? No. It was just to explain to you how desperate we are. The fate of the Hector Kingdom is on the line in this war. We're out of time like you've said. But that doesn't mean we can stand down. We can't let the deaths of our comrades go to waste. So tell this to the Cairo imperial family. If we aren't able to get anything, we'll disperse the corpse poison of necromancers everywhere and turn this land into one of death. I am Edwin Hector. As the prince of the Hector Kingdom, I'm ready to do anything in order to save my people. Roman Dmitri, what is your decision? Will you fall together with Hector that's been driven to the edge of the cliff, or will you negotiate with us? The decision lies with Cairo. Edwin Hector, a name that I've heard a lot as I investigated the southern front. He's distinguished and competent unlike his father, someone who's grown to become the core of Hector. Someone who has been acknowledged by people both inside and outside of Hector. Also, while such a person is commanding this war, though I do acknowledge that he's outstanding, how dare he threaten me? What the hell are you doing? I just used my sword to star this guy's thigh. Ugh, I'd rather you kill him. Even though we may be your enemies, how could you torture him? What an emotional response. I have zero interest in the difficult situations that Hector has. Don't be mistaken. Ugh, the war has already begun. And you who crossed the line first, have no right to expect me to be humane. I'm going to act in the way that I think is correct, so never try to hold on to me. I won't spare a single one of you. Even if you guys choose to raise a white flag and run away, I'll make sure to chase you down and star my sword into your backs. I am Roman Dmitri. Roman Dmitri, he's far more dangerous than I thought. What do you intend to do? Mobilize our forces immediately and form an encirclement around the location of the communication device. For the sake of Thompson who died in pain, I'll carve out the flesh of Roman Dmitri personally, piece by piece. Yes, sir. All other region soldiers are to keep climbing the mountain even if their allies are down. We must cut off the enemy's retreat route. You guys won't be able to see this right now. It's a minuscule amount from a human's perspective, but these rocks and branches possess innate mana. If one controls this mana artificially, it will be able to warp space. It feels like all my 5 senses are being denied. It was definitely in front of my eyes up until a moment ago. But Roman's existence was hidden right now as if God was playing a prank. The name of this technique is known as a trap formation. Sacrifice yourself to take out the enemies. It's just as our liege said, Hector's army isn't able to detect us. So this is a trap formation. Attack the enemies. Where did that come from? Pull yourselves together and counterattack. After the single combat, Chris had been reborn into a completely new person. He worked hard to become stronger as he trained with Roman. Because he wouldn't be able to absorb Roman's teaching properly if he had been distracted even by a little, He hung on with grit even if he was about to collapse. As a result of that, he was able to use the sword techniques of the top 10 strongest martial masters that ruled the world of Murim in this place. Lightning flash. We've taken down all the enemies as per our liege's order. Before more of Hector's soldiers come, retreat. Retreat now. We need to move to the next point. At the same time, a battle was occurring in another region as well. The enemy is here. Stop him. Who? Kevin's comrades say that. He's a monster that grew stronger the fastest. I've observed how my liege deals with enemies by his side. I'll follow the values that he follows. The ways of my liege are absolute. Also occurring. In other locations, Foka and Vulcan completed their missions. The surprise attacks by a total of 4 groups were launched at the same time and the operation was a success. I am sure there's a mage within Cairo's camp. Even in places that are bright, Cairo's soldiers have appeared out of nowhere suddenly and attacked us. It seems we've fallen into the enemy's trap. Jackson. While it's possible if one uses a magic scroll, high circle scrolls are strictly controlled by the magic tower. There's no way the sloppy southern front would have such an item. In that case, the only probability left would be a mage. You're saying that there's a high circle mage not in the west, but here in the south. That's ridiculous. Yes, that's impossible. Mages are even rarer than aura swordsmen, as most of them would belong to the magic tower, which is a neutral organization. The Magic Tower is active all throughout the continent and hopes to recruit all those who are born talented in mana. Because the Magic Tower has a repository of knowledge, mages have no choice but to choose to join the Magic Tower. Since long ago, each country would only have very few mages because of this. This isn't magic. I'd be able to find out what kind of a trick it is if I go over and take a look personally, but the soldiers are now risking their lives to fight with the Cairo kingdom. It's not the time yet. I need to wait for the right time. For the time that Roman Dimitri falls into my trap. Cook. Cook. It's Roman Dimitri. He's over there. Encircle him. The artifact would shoot out fragments of light into all directions as it explodes. Pieces were embedded all over Roman's body and exposed Roman's location like a firefly. Roman Dimitri is moving to the north. He just moved in the opposite direction. ND Squadron. 2nd Squadron. The Rad is heading your way. Kill him. Avenge our comrades. Second move. Sword Legalotes. Who I'm reaching the limits of my stamina. Do you think you'll be able to make it out alive? Thousands of soldiers are surrounding this place right now. No matter how strong you are, you'll still die by our hands. Have you guys never thought that I chose to walk into your trap? What? Countless soldiers are running all over the place just to chase me down. All of them are charging towards me recklessly in hopes of trying to stop me somehow for 1 minute, no, for 30 seconds. Isn't it interesting? You all have become more careless than ever. I'll play with you guys as long as you want. After all, there's still much time till the sun rises. This is it for you. Light equipment with a face full of scars. He must be the Ranger unit's captain, Jackson. That energy is definitely 4 stars. Looks like Hector had been hiding his information. We finally got you. Roman Dimitri. Jackson is just a 4-star swordsman and isn't even within the rankings in the Hector Kingdom. He's only known as the leader of the Ranger Corps to the outside world. But because his name isn't in the rankings, no one knows exactly how strong he is. I can't believe he's not being pushed back by my attack. We've underestimated Roman Dimitri. The news that he was a 3-star swordsman was all a lie. Starting from 4-star onwards, one would be a walking disaster. I now understand why the soldiers went down so helplessly. He's strong. Wait, I'm being pushed back. Alright, I acknowledge that you're pretty strong. However, you won't be able to run away. Over there. Encircle Roman Dmitri. Help Captain Jackson. Surrender, Roman Dmitri. Surrender. Ha. Interesting. It seems you haven't figured out your situation yet. You guys are mistaken about a few things right now. Firstly, fragments like this would never adhere to me against my will. Secondly, I'm confident of escaping any kind of encirclement. Even if you surround me on all sides, the lot of you would be unable to subdue me. How did he get behind me? But Jackson, for you, the captain of the Ranger Corps, someone who's one of the strongest currently within the Hector Kingdom, to be here, it must mean Edwin Hector has no one at his side at this moment. It can't be. Damn it. Go after him right now. Prince Edwin is in danger. There's only one way to end a war when one has lesser fighting force. It's to kill the enemy's commander. If I follow the mana flow of the communication device that Edwin Hector is using, I'll be able to find out his location. Bottom of the mountain, Hector's main camp. Roman Dmitri, I have you now. Edwin Hector, Michigan. His method of using mana is different. A mage, Inferno. Not so fast. Memorize. Entangle. Such magic won't be able to stop me. How dare you go after Prince Edwin? Your arrogance knows no bounds. To think this person would possess such a powerful aura. He's no ordinary man. Who is he? Hector Kingdom's ranking number 2, Royal Knight Order Captain. Roman Dmitri, you won't be able to get away anymore. 5-star swordsman butler. Looks like you came up with all sorts of plans to subdue me, Edwin Hector. Roman Dmitri, no matter what you do, you won't be able to survive the combined attack of a 4th circle mage and a 5-star swordsman. I'll definitely snuff the life out of you this time. Wind Blade, go to hell. Mock. I did expect there to be traps. But I never expected Edwin Hector to be a mage, or that he'd bring a 5-star swordsman disguised as a normal soldier. Interesting. As I stand before death, I can truly feel alive. I can't believe he's at the level that could survive the combined attack of myself and Prince Edwin. And he's only in his mid-20s. Where on earth did such a monster come from? Fortunately, he's not on the same level as me. Not yet at least. Butler, what are you doing? He's tired right now. Heavenly Demon Sword Technique. No. Prince Edwin, are you alright? I am fine. To think he could block that attack. I guess a 5-star swordsman is indeed different. My stamina is also at my limit now that I've used a Heavenly Demon Sword technique twice. Unfortunately, I'll have to make my retreat for now. Bear this in mind, Edwin Hector. If we ever meet again, you won't be able to survive as you've done today. If we ever meet again, you won't be able to survive. The Hector army had suffered a great humiliation because of a single person and had almost lost their commander. The reality that they couldn't accept as the truth had taken place right before their eyes. It's all because of me. I overestimated myself and judged that Roman Dmitri would be a variable that we could handle. That moment of decision that was thought to be the lesser of the worst scenarios, but it became the worst possible scenario. This battle is Hector's defeat. No. It's my defeat. Move the corpses of our comrades. We'll cremate them to comfort their souls and help them attain eternal rest. I'm sorry. This is all because of my poor judgment. What on earth are you talking about? This isn't your fault. He's right. None of us blame you for this. Our foe was simply too strong. Please lift your head. Keep. We still believe in you. Yes. Jackson is right. Alright, but if any one of you think that my decision might lead to defeat, I want you to disregard all hierarchy and inform me right away. Yes, sir. From this moment forth, before Cairo's main army arrives, we need to take care of everything in the defense camp that's in the forefront. We have 10 days. After that, we'll use the rear camp as our base and prepare for our resistance to the death. How do you intend to deal with Roman Dmitri? I admit that he's a dangerous foe, but fighting on mountains where there are geographical advantages compared to the plains are totally different. I'm intending to make use of that fact. I might have suffered defeat, but Hector has yet to lose. Would we be able to get the compensation we want from Cairo by putting up resistance? Cairo isn't the only place we can seek compensation from. I'll be offering a deal to the Kronos Empire. Cairo royal family, in the past year, we've already invested greatly into the Eastern Front because of the frequent provocations made by Kronos. We won't be able to accommodate all of Hector's conditions in our current state of finance. Cairo Kingdom's counterjure. If we accede to all of their requests right now, our country's reserves will be close to being depleted. How about increasing taxes? We just increased taxes half a year ago. If we do so again, the people may riot. The only way to resolve this problem would be to use the money of Cairo's nobles. But if that happens, it'd give them an excuse to weaken the royal family's authority. Sigh. I can't see another way out of this. I want you to contact the nobles of the central government. We'll be holding a meeting in regards to this, Your Majesty. The Southern Front has sent a message saying that we've driven the enemy away. What? Is that the truth? Hector has a total of 10,000 soldiers. How on earth did he drive off Hector with a lesser force? If the news of this victory is true, then we have found a way out of this whole problem. Roman Dmitri, did he truly win against such difficult odds? Who are you? State the group you're in. I am the second son of the House of Albert. My name is Henry Albert. Albert. I don't know who that is. Oh, the House of Albert. Yes, they used to produce outstanding individuals and were one of the families within the central government. That's right. That aside, why are you answering instead of Roman? I've joined up with the corps that was led by Sir Roman. As you've said, Sir Roman should have been the one to answer, but he said he had to take some alone time. So I stepped up to answer the call as the only noble here. I was a trainee with Sir Roman. I received instructions to deploy at the reserve camp of the 5th Defense Line. I was moving there, received reports that the Tor Kingdom had attacked the southern front. Because it was so sudden, I panicked a little, but I headed to the 5th Defense Line at full speed together with Sir Roman, expending all my energy. Get to the point. I'm sure since Roman Dmitri crossed the Cairo Kingdom, his name will be made known throughout the continent. Right now, before others realize his true value, I must establish a connection with him. The success of this mission was complete due to Sir Roman. As soon as he confirmed the fact of Hector Kingdom's attack on the South training camp, he saw through their plans and knew they were aiming for the warp gate. He then wasted no time and climbed the mountain to build a secret camp. If the Southern Front's commander had listened to Sir Roman, then the South wouldn't have fallen so easily, and put Roman's success on a pedestal. He berated all the idiots. Because he knew that Roman subordinates in the vicinity would hear what he said, he intentionally talked louder. We fought side by side with Sir Roman leading us until dawn. Because he was in the front, we, who only had 200 soldiers, were able to take on enemies that had more than 10 times our numbers, and claimed victory. Me and my fellow soldiers are prepared to fight a war against the Hector Kingdom. We had acted weakly. Roman Dmitri put up a resistance to the end despite being severely disadvantaged, all while we, the executives of Cairo, were prepared to give up already. His Majesty is right. From the moment that Hector took over the warp gate, we had already conceded defeat in our minds. However, the forces of the Cairo Kingdom have shown us that they're not weak. A hero of Cairo known as Roman Dmitri is in the southern front. And from now on, we must put the opportunity for a counterattack that he's given us to good use. Send additional soldiers to the southern front right away. We must condemn the Hector kingdom who dared to cross the borders into our land. We'll reject further negotiations with Hector. Starting now, we'll be the ones to recover the pride of the Cairo kingdom. Gather all the vassals of your families and provide them with the information on the southern front. The central government's nobles appeared to look like they were concerned about the safety of the southern front. But after the meeting, their objective was just one person, Roman Dmitri. That was the moment they had all decided to get him on their side. I'm more certain after the last call. Once the war is over, Roman will definitely be recruited into the central government. If I become one of Roman's people at this rate, I'll be able to make it big. Chris, you must be very hungry, eat this. I'm okay, come on. Just take it. It's really quite tasty. Do you think I don't know what you're up to? If you really want to be acknowledged, then stop trying to look good in front of us. Show us that you can be trusted with our backs on the battlefield. Trust. You're Kevin, right? Do you want this? The order that the royal family gave the southern defense line was to help Roman buy time until Cairo's main force arrived in the south. Yes, sir. Aid. If Hector's army was defeated by less than 200 men, does this mean they're weaker than we thought? 3rd Defense Line Commander Baron Vasily. That's what I'm thinking as well. And there were also many rumors that Hector had been experiencing a great famine recently. They definitely have the numbers. But it seems they're nothing to be feared. It's been 3 years since I've been stuck in such a remote place. Maybe this could be the opportunity that the heavens have given me. Help Roman buy time. Whatever a kid can do, I can do it as well. Gather our forces right away. I'll be employing the guerrilla tactics to show the Hector kingdom what we're made of. Hector split up its army and attacked separately in order to quickly take over the defense lines. Among those defense lines, the army that's attacking the 3rd defense line consisted of 3,000 soldiers. Because of Baron Vasily's ambitious greed to achieve a great war feat, they laid an ambush and attacked Hector's army. But Hector's army didn't have the weak soldiers that he thought they could take down easily. This is ridiculous. Because Hector's army that was agitated before had calmed down, Baron Vasily's troops who had been too comfortable in the southern defense line were no match for them. The Cairo commander soon realized that the victory on the mountains was only possible. Because of Roman Dmitri. Baron Vasily, the commander of the 3rd defense line, has been reported as killed during a battle with the enemy. My king. The 3rd defense line and 4th defense line are being attacked by enemies at the same time. ND defense line is calling in right now. It'd be impossible to last 10 days in this state. Please send help. Are you saying that our defense lines all may fall within a single day? It's not that Cairo is strong, or that Hector was weak. The overwhelming victory that we had was only due to the existence of Roman Dmitri. We let our guard down. Is Roman Dmitri right now? There are still a lot of things in this world that I don't know about. Magic in Murim is about absorbing the energy of nature like a tree with roots. To further develop martial arts, this world had made a new territory known as magic. If Edwin Hector had been an even more powerful mage, then I wouldn't have been able to escape. I still haven't been able to recover the martial prowess that I once had as the heavenly demon. Any rash decisions could lead me to a fatal situation. Edwin Hector predicted that I'd attack and was waiting for me after laying a trap like a spider. What an ominous start. I'll have to rethink my plans. What if I take the risk and attack Edwin right now? Lightning. Butler. That's right. I can't win against a team with a mage and a 5-star swordsman. But man, I have been waiting for a fight like this where I have to risk my life. A new challenge. A new formidable foe, yes. I am someone who can't live a comfortable life and be satisfied with it. Again. Kook. I've completed the preparations. I don't know what he's doing right now, but the royal family is urgently looking for him. Please let me meet with him. Until my liege comes out by his own accord, no one may enter. What on earth is he doing by himself? Why is he doing this? Wait, why do you look so rugged? As you had predicted, the third and fourth defense lines have fallen within a single day. The second defense line has also fallen into the hands of our enemies. And yesterday, after Hector took all the war supplies, they gathered in the rear camp. I think the rear camp is where they're preparing to fight to the death. And the Cairo royal family is in a huge mess right now. They've been waiting desperately to get into contact with you. Since we've done what we could, how about we let the main force take care of what happens from now on? Connect me to the royal family. I am Roman Dimitri of the Southern Front. I heard that all the defense lines of the Southern Front have fallen. What have you been doing this whole time? I have been preparing for my strategy for this entire week. Preparation for your strategy. I don't want to put any blame on you who has accomplished a great war feat, but during that 1 week, the southern defense lines have fallen into the hands of our enemy. Were you truly unable to help them even a tad sooner? If I were to be honest, I left the battle with Hector up to luck. But if they had met them on a field, there's no way I could have helped them. Hector's put their lives on the line in this war. I've confirmed that the Hector Kingdom's second strongest man, Butler, has joined this war. And that our enemy's commander, Edwin Hector, is a mage. What did you just say? Butler, the 5-star swordsman, and a mage. As you all know, mages have overwhelming power when they're fighting on a field. I thought that we ought to fight them only after Cairo's main force arrived. Roman's judgment was correct. The Southern Front has no chance of winning with their current troops. I can't believe Butler is participating in this war. Looks like the Hector Kingdom really bet their lives on this war. Your Majesty, I don't think we need to interrogate our war hero any further. I agree. I'll not question any further then. Roman, Cairo's main force is about to arrive at the Southern Front. Since Hector has already completed siege defense preparations in the rear camp, I want you to join up with them and help them after they've completed their preparations and are about to attack. Hector didn't give up on the war even though their negotiations with Cairo broke down. What's the best decision our enemies could make and what's the worst situation we could have? My apologies, but time is not on our side. What do you mean by that? We only have at most 3 days after Cairo's main force arrives. If we're unable to destroy the rear camp by then, Hector will definitely pull an external army like the Kronos Empire into this war. What should we do then? Only one way out of this, a full frontal attack. We just need to defeat Hector within those 3 days. Going to cross the gate with southern Cairo. That's a very attractive proposition. It's hard to accept Hector's proposal right now. It's good to secure the southern front, but we don't have to deal with Cairo's wrath, do we? If the rear positions remain intact for the next month, I will accept the deal with Hector by then. I can't believe he's trying to make a profit in this situation. How is it? It's annoying but we have no other way. I accept the proposal. Jackson, contact Hector's family right now. Through the warp gate, we need to secure manpower and supplies that will last for a month. All right. Hector's warp gate linking time is at least 3 days. We can survive if you hold out until then. I will definitely return to Hector with hope. You. How dare you put a flag on Cairo's territory, you bloody guys. Commander-in-Chief Viscount Parchus, Noble Faction. Commander-in-Chief Viscount Thales, Kronos Empire. Commander-in-Chief Baron Brahim, Valhalla Empire. In this war with no real benefit, I can't believe the central government's important people are going there. Is it that important to secure Roman Dimitri's heart? Roman Dimitri has arrived. Vola, it's an honor to meet Cairo's hero like this. Please come in. By contrast to the gossip, you are much more attractive. That's it. I don't care what happens to the southern front. First of all, the first thing to do is to win Roman Dimitri's favor. If we lose the war against Hector, the responsibility will go to the royal family. If Roman is taken away by other aristocrats, the balance of power may collapse. Roman Dimitri, the eldest son of the Dimitri family, who boasts considerable power in the northeast. It bothers me that it's a family of commoners, but he's only in his mid-20s. If I were able to attract such talent, the Marquis will surely put me in a more important position. Please sit here. Thank you. I am Fabius, serving Marquis Benedict. I heard that the Marquis personally connected Roman to the southern training camp. He was considerate of Roman. He asked me to tell you that I am sorry that the situation has turned out like this. That's all right. No one expected this. Is that so? But can you spare me some time? I prepared a special gift for Roman. Count Gregory is also waiting for a call from Roman. The Count says he has some very useful information. The Count of Denver sent the men of the family. Please make good use of it. In our family. What the hell are you doing now? Pardon. I'm not naive enough to not know why you came to me. But right before our eyes, the enemy planted a flag on our territory. They appear to be proud as they lift their heads high. I don't think it's right to discuss my future in this place. After defeating Hector to become Cairo's greatest sword, I'm thinking of challenging the rankings. Please wait until then. I'll prove myself. I will offer my sword to only one person. Cairo's best swordsman. So right now, why don't we focus on the situation in front of us? The situation was resolved by Roman's proposal, and the serious formal meeting began. This war is a battle that eventually takes down the castle. Opinions were divided on this, but there was no definite solution. Hector is now using the Warpgate's link. You must have at least 3 days of time. It will probably take time to respond to our attacks. Mr. Roman, if that's the case, Hector's forces are only about 10,000. Now that we've got the troops here, wouldn't a head-to-head match have a good chance of winning? With your support, in the number of troops we would gain the upper hand. But as long as Edwin Hector has a mage, we cannot say that our power is overwhelming. However, it's not like there's no way out. Kingdom of Cairo main army. Hector's listen. I'm Roman Dimitri of Cairo. As a warrior representing the Kingdom of Cairo, I'm asking the butler of Hector's kingdom for a head-to-head battle. Roman Dimitri. What else are you up to? I don't want any more meaningless sacrifices. I'm sure that's the same for you. If you win this battle, Cairo will accept Hector's offer without hesitation. On the contrary, when I win, get out of Cairo. Right now, Roman Dimitri's skills can't beat the butler. Still wanting a confrontation, is this a trap? If you don't accept my offer, even at the risk of death, I will destroy the rear camp. I'll give you exactly 10 minutes. I hope you make a wise decision in it. This is a difficult situation with no easy way out. I'll fight. I can't allow it. Your Highness, please trust me just once. I'll cut off the head of Roman Dimitri. I will return to find a way for the Hector kingdom to live. It's not that I don't trust you. But we lost 700 soldiers after being swayed by him all night. The smell that I used to smell when preparing the bodies of soldiers for burial still lingers in my nose. I believe in you, but Roman Dimitri must have a hidden intention. I'm confident I'll destroy everything he prepares. I lived with your Highness all my life. Does your Highness think I'm a coward who doesn't even try because I'm worried about the trap? Promise me one thing, because I don't want to lose you. If you notice any strange signs, make sure to run away. I see. Then, I'll definitely come back. I've seen a lot of crazy people in my life, but I've never seen a guy like you before. I don't know what trap you've set up. I'll do my best. The moment I hit you with a sword in the mountain, I wanted to have a match with you till the end. There is no trap. I want you to compete with your skills, so do your best. If you kill me here, you can get what you want. You madman. The rank of 5 stars, upon reaching that level, one is considered very strong within the continent and that one person would be able to change the whole outlook of the battlefield. Butler had unleashed his aura explosively. Because the fate of the Hector kingdom was on the line, he had no intentions to drag out the fight from the start. I'll end this in an instant. Shit. I agreed to this fight unwillingly because I wanted to curry Roman's favor. But if Roman loses now, all the efforts to try and recruit him would have been in vain. Will he lose just like this? Butler. Butler, please avenge our comrades. Butler. He's getting faster at intercepting my attacks. He's not just blocking them. He's slowly reading my sword's path. Don't tell me. He's actually gauging me. I can finally see where I am in this new world. While I was able to cut down Homeros, who was at 4 stars in an instant, I couldn't win against a 5-star swordsman. The current me has to fight Butler in order to see where I am. But I will. Break down that wall here and climb to the next level. Impudent whelp. Aura explosion. The weakness of indiscriminate eruption of energy was obvious. Aura Knights don't exercise elaborate control over mana. Instead, their powers erupt like an explosion, of which means not every area of the sword is equally strong. I'll read the flow of mana and accurately strike the weak point. Ugh. It's time. Heavenly Demon, 3rd move. Even a 5-star knight had been pushed back. People on both sides had gone beyond just being surprised, but were even shocked. How could this be? Isn't Roman Dimitri a 3-star swordsman? How could he be fighting on equal ground with Sir Butler, who's a 5-star knight? Did he really just want to fight to see how strong he is without any traps? If Butler loses to Roman Dimitri, that'd be the ultimate worst situation. Not only do we lose our strongest fighting force, but we'll also have to retreat from the rear camp. I can only trust in Butler. Yes, he still hasn't given it his all yet. He really was just crazy. I thought he had prepared traps while using the fight as an excuse, but he's seriously trying to defeat me here. The reason that our plans, which we thought were perfect, had started to fall apart was all because a crazy person like him had existed in the southern front of all places. If I let Roman Dimitri get out of here alive, the Hector kingdom may eventually have to face a monster that it's unable to handle. Thus, I must kill him right here, right now. I'll fight you with all I have. Up until now, there have only been 2 people that have blocked this attack from Butler. One of them became Hector's strongest swordsman, and the other made it into the continent ranking. It's over now. Secret Art, Sunstrike. If I take on that secret art with my current abilities, I'll definitely die. In that case, I'll focus everything on defense. If that's Butler's most powerful weapon, then the most sturdy shield that the Heavenly Demon, Baek Jonghyuk, possesses would be Heavenly Demon Sword Technique, Iron Shield. Bring it on. Let's decide which is stronger. Your spear or my shield? How? Even a 5-star swordsman couldn't stop this attack. I used up too much mana with one shot. Damn I. But I just can't give up here. Kijak. Kowak. How the hell does this happen? I, who have experienced all the battles on the battlefield, being pushed by a kid in his 20s like this. But I just can't give up here. Even if I die here. I must take this monster that poses a threat to the prince with me. Fua Ak. Butler. I shall always remember your willpower. Stop. Flare Rune. Save Captain Butler. You monster without blood or tears. Don't touch our leader. Hector betrayed the faith of the duel. As a result, they chose to save Butler by giving up their reputation in the international community. As a result, the gates were finally opened. Suppose such a miracle happened. What should we do next? After fighting Hector in the mountains, I watched them from afar. Even though they fought all night, they took all the bodies of their colleagues and went down the mountain. Remnants of the Southern Front, even in a situation where it is necessary to hurry, cremated their colleague's body and grieved. Enough to give the soldiers time to mourn. Edwin Hector was a benevolent commander. I plan to take advantage of that aspect of Edwin Hector. Don't tell me. Butler can undermine his judgment, it's a catalyst. If I knock Butler down, it fulfills the conditions for the first operation. I don't kill Butler with a single stroke, I'm thinking of making him incapable of combat. That's when we start our second operation. Attack him. We need to buy time to save our leader. Edwin Hector. You are undoubtedly a good lord. But you're not fit for war. Save Butler for now. Buy me some time. We can't attack him while he's mixed up with our soldiers. Damn it. It's like magic. Roman Dmitri is the greatest talent Cairo has ever had. Why does Viscount Benedict want to recruit him? I can understand now why you say that not to hold back on means and methods. The moment you get Roman, not to mention the weak king of the country, can clean up everything, even the weeds of the two empires. Charge, Cairo army. My stupid decision has created this situation. A pathetic fellow, an idiot. I lost my judgment for a moment at the sight of Butler falling. Who? No, it's not over yet. We'll save Butler and close the gates. There's still a chance of winning. Flare rune. Yuwak. Help the prince. Fireball. Spread wide and dash. If you miss this opportunity where the gates are open, we will lose more lives. Damn it. Hector Knight Cullen. We need to close the gates quickly. Hurry faster. Butler is here. Close the gates. Stop him. Activate the defense spell as soon as you close the gate. Roman Dmitri. The gates are now completely open. All troops in Cairo. Don't stop and charge. Kill all of the remnants of the Hector army. The plan to open up the main gate was a success. There's only one objective remaining. Vola. That would be you, Edwin Hector. When on earth did things start to go wrong? We managed to ambush and take over the rear camp, and it was proven that my decision wasn't wrong. My plan was definitely perfect. Until Roman Dmitri appeared. Right, it's all his fault. We failed to take over the 5th defense line because of him. And because of the guerrilla operation in the mountain, we also lost excellent Hector soldiers. If a god exists, I'd like to ask him this. Allow the birth of me, the person who's known as the Star of Hector, and why did he send Roman Dmitri to the Cairo kingdom? We finally meet. Yes, we finally meet again. Even if I die today, I'll bring you along with me to the afterlife. Roman Dmitri. Wind Blade. Protect the prince at all costs. Stop Roman Dmitri. Heavenly Demon to second form. Entangle. Inferno. Yeah, I knew you weren't someone who'd go down that easy. How about this then? Did I get him? Edwin Hector. I acknowledge that you're powerful, but it ends here. Prince. Please, run from here. Kellen. Ennu. Pitiful. You'll accompany him soon enough. Roman Dmitri. AI. Prince, get a grip of yourself. Do you really intend to die here? Even if you might be labeled a coward who has been defeated, you need to survive until the very end. So that all those who sacrificed their lives for you aren't in vain. Everyone is to give up the castle and retreat. Stop that bastard. We need to buy the prince time. Prince, you must live on. Prince. You must live on. Ugh. Roman Dmitri. He's a demon. Huff. You've already won this fight. Will you please? Stop and stand down. I warned you all, didn't I? The moment all of you see me again, I'd kill all of you. This is a war that you started. Don't lament as if you all are the victims here. All of Hector's armies have retreated. This is Cairo's victory. Where is Roman Dmitri? The person who turned the tides of a war that seemed to be doomed for defeat. The value of Roman Dmitri, who accomplished something unbelievable that would never happen again, would surge up to the heavens because of this war. You lot finally made it. This is before the great news reached the capital, Cairo. About what? Did you hear? That the Hector kingdom is crossing their borders and attacking the southern front line. Based on what the merchants from the south say, the current situation is quite bad. It's unnerving as I fear they'll start to forcefully conscript men for the war. No way. Nothing happened even when the Empire attacked us. Why would they start conscripting people now just because? Hector is attacking. They won't increase the taxes because of the war, right? Sure hope not. Why can't there ever be a peaceful day in this country? I'm just so unlucky to be born into a small nation. What the hell is this country doing, seriously? Next will be William Castro and Loren Dmitri. D-Class William Castro, D-Class Loren Dmitri. Begin. Ugh. Ugh. Retard. Ha. Ugh. William's the strongest. Loren Dmitri, you're the one who wanted to join Cairo Royal Academy to learn swordsmanship. But not only are you unable to look at the swinging sword of your opponent, you even closed your eyes. What a truly pathetic sight. If you perform like this again in the exams, you better be prepared to be demoted into the E-class. E-class. I'd definitely be laughed at if I went into a class meant for 15-year-olds when I'm 18 years old. Sigh. There's our dear Loren. How fascinating. So fascinating that even Sir Rodwell, who's S-class, is in awe. When I was young, I thought maybe everyone in the Dmitri family was amazing. But look at this. I guess I was oblivious to the fact that some people are just born with certain limits. It was a miracle that someone like Sir Rodwell was born into a normal family. And miracles don't happen twice for the same family. Every single time, the name Rodwell would haunt me like a shadow. What's this? It's not fun at all. Yeah. But I wonder if it's true that Roman Dmitri defeated Homeros. I guarantee you this. That's definitely a rumor that the Dmitri family spread. Since they need to do something about that eldest son of theirs that's famous for being an idiot. It's obvious when you look at Loren here, isn't it? Dmitri family's incompetent third son. I wonder if what I heard about Roman is true. While I don't remember him as a bad person. It's just like what William said, I don't think he's strong enough to defeat Homeros. Anyone can see that's a blatant lie. Sigh. What's happening there?